Hello, my dear students. A very warm welcome to all of you in Shri Jayendra Rank Zone. I am your friend and mentor for the subject Business Economics. In this lecture, we'll continue with Chapter 3, that is Theory of Production and Cost, and in particular, we'll continue with Unit 1, that is Theory of Production. All the concepts will be covered in the coming series of lectures. This is Lecture 5. In this lecture, we'll continue with this topic, that is law of variable proportion or law of diminishing returns. So, we should understand what is law of variable proportion. Basically, law of variable proportion is divided into three stages. The first stage talks about law of increasing return, where the total product increases and marginal product also increases. Stage 2, law of diminishing return, where the marginal product decreases and total product also decreases. And stage 3, that is law of negative marginal returns. Let us see the text and then we'll move ahead. In the short run, the input-output relations are studied with one variable input, that is labor, denoted by the capital letter L, with all other inputs held constant. The law of production under these conditions are known under various names as the law of variable proportion, as the behavior of output is studied by the changing the proportion in which inputs are combined. The law of returns to a variable input, as any change in output is taken as resulting from the additional variable input, or the law of diminishing returns or law of eventually diminishes, as return eventually diminishes. The law states that as we increase the quantity of one input, which is combined with other fixed inputs, as we increase the quantity of one input, say for example variable input, combines with other fixed input, the marginal physical productivity of the variable input must eventually decline. In other words, the increase in some input relative to other fixed inputs will, in the given state of technology, cause output to increase, but after a point of time, the extra output resulting from the same addition of extra input will be less and less, and there would be a some point when it will become negative also. Before discussing this law, if it would be appropriate to understand the meaning of total product, average product, and marginal product. Total product, average product, and marginal product. But before we go to these terms, just write these 2 3 points with me in relation to law of variable proportion. The law of variable proportion, the law of variable proportion analyzes the production function with one factor as variable, one factor as variable, keeping quantities of other factors fixed, keeping quantities of other factors as fixed. So we can say that the law refers to input output relationship when the output is increased by changing the quantity of one input. This law operates only in short run, that is, when all factors of production cannot be increased or decreased simultaneously. Okay, let us continue. Let us continue. Let's understand the meaning of total product. What is the meaning of total product? So total product is the total output resulting from the efforts of all the factor of production, that is fixed factor as well as variable factor, combined together at any point of time. If the inputs of all but one factor are held constant, the total product will vary, change with the quantity used of variable factor. So it happens in stage 1 that along with the fixed factor, see in stage 1 the fixed factor is fixed. But if we use more and more of variable factor, the total product will increase because the combinations will become better and better. I'll quote an example over here, my dear students. Supposingly, uh, there is a machine and it could be efficiently operated when 5 persons are working on it. And if in the initial stage the machine is operated only with 3 persons, so production increases till the fifth person is employed. Why? Because the combination of one machine with five labor is the best, since the machine will be effectively utilized to its optimum. I believe you understood. Column 1 of table 1 present the quantity of variable factor used along with the factor whose quantity is held constant in column 2 represent the total product as variable levels for the use of variable inputs. So I just quoted an example over here. If you want, you can write along with me. Example: if a machine can be efficiently operated, if a machine can be efficiently operated when 5 persons are working on it, when 5 persons are working on it, and initially if initially the machine is operated with only 3 persons, production increases till the point fifth person is employed. Fifth person is employed, since the machine will be effectively utilized to its optimum. I think it is clear. So this is basically known as full use of fixed indivisible factors. And total product you already understood. The total product is increasing when there is a combination of fixed and variable factor. In the first stage, the fixed factor is fixed and the variable factor, a combination of different variable factors could be combined with fixed factor, and it will give increasing return in stage 1. Just see over here, the quantity of labor is plotted. So this is column 1, column 2, 3 and 4. Quantity of labor, total product, average product and marginal product. Quantity of labor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Till 11 it is given. When one quantity of labor is employed, the total product was 100 and marginal product was also 100, so average is also 100, 100 by 1. When the second labor is employed, the total product went to 210. So there is an addition of 110, 100 plus 110, and the average is 210 divided by 2, that is 105. When the third unit of labor is employed, the total product is 130. So as you can see, it is law of increasing return. It is increasing right now. It is increasing. This is stage 1 till 330. So 330, that means what? 330 divided by 3, it is 110 and the addition is 120. Now when 4 unit of labor is employed, the total product went to 440, the addition is 110. So now the addition is less. The addition is the marginal, it is diminishing now. The marginal product is increasing but at diminishing rate. Marginal product is diminished. Over here MP is increasing at marginal product is increasing at increasing rate. Marginal product is increasing at increasing rate, but over here marginal product has started increasing at a decreasing rate. This is stage 2, this is stage 1, this is stage 2, and at last this is stage 3. So over here marginal product is increasing at decreasing rate. The rate is falling at decreasing rate, and over here marginal product becomes negative. Marginal product becomes negative. So at the fifth unit of output, you can see the total is 520, the total product. Marginal product is increasing but decreasing rate. Earlier it was increasing 100, 110, 120, but now it is only, the addition is 80, the average is 104. 520 divided by 5 equals to 104. When the sixth unit of labor is added, the total product went to 600 plus 80. So over here you can see the marginal product, the addition is 80, and over here 600 divided by 6, the average product is 100. When the seventh unit of labor is included over here, now the total product went to 670. The 70 is the addition, so marginal product is 70. The average is 670 divided by 7 equal to 95.7. When the eighth unit of labor is included, it becomes 720. 670 and 720. The difference is 50. So marginal product is 50. And the average is 720 divided by 8. So the average is 90. When the ninth unit of labor is included, the total product is 100, 750. So 720 and 750, it is addition of 30. So marginal product is 30 and the average product is 750 divided by 9 equals 83.3. When the 10th unit of labor is included, the total product, as students over here you can see there is no increase in the total product. That means we had reached the best combination. You should not go to stage 3 because it is 750 divided by 10. The average product is falling, which is 75, and there is a addition in the marginal product which is 0. This is the when the 11th unit of quantity of labor is included, the total product fallen down from 750 to 740 equals to minus 10. So that means what? Marginal product is minus 10, and as we calculate the average product, it will be 740 divided by 11 equals to 67.3. I believe you understood till here. So over here we find that when one unit of labor is employed along with other factors of production, the total product is 100 units. As you can just see over there, when 2 units of labor is employed, the total product rises to 210 units. That means what? Labor is a variable factor. Labor is a variable factor. Over here, the total product goes on rising as more and more units of labor are employed. When 10 units of labor is employed, total product rises to 750. Over here you can see, my dear students, 750 when 10 units of labor are employed. When 11 units of labor are employed, it went down to 740 due to negative returns on 11th unit, that is minus 10. I believe you understood. The marginal product is minus 10 over here. Marginal product is minus 10. I believe you understood. Let us see the average product now. Let us see the average product. So average product is the total product per unit of variable factor. Total product per unit of variable factor. Total product per unit upon quantity, you can say. This is average product equal to total product upon per unit of variable factor. This is the formula: total product divided by number of units of variable factor. If it is shown in schedule in column 3 table 1, when one of the labor is employed, the average product is 100. When two labor is employed, the average product increased to 105, and so on. I believe you understood. Let's see the third aspect, that is marginal product. So marginal product means change in total product. Change in total product. Marginal product is the change in total product per unit of change in a quantity of variable factor. In other words, you can say that it is the addition made to the total product by an additional unit of output. That means what? Marginal product at nth unit, like fifth unit, equal to total product at fifth unit minus total product at fourth unit. This is 5 minus 1. So we can say that MP5 equal to TP5 minus TP4. I believe you understood. MPN equal to TPN minus TPN minus 1. The computed value of marginal product appears in the last column of table 1. For example, the MP corresponding to 4 units, it is 110, as you can see it over here. Fourth unit, it is 110 in between. This is average product, this is marginal product, 110. This reflects the fact that an increase in labor from 3 to 4, has increased the output from 330 to 440, that is 110 units. This is marginal product, change in the total product. That means what? Change in the total product by using one additional unit. Let us see the relationship between average product and marginal product. The relationship between average product and marginal product. Both average product and marginal product are derived from the total product. Average product is obtained by dividing total product by the number of units of variable factor, obviously, and marginal product is the change in total product resulting from a unit increase in the quantity of variable factor. So we have just discussed that MPN equal to TPN minus TPN minus 1 and average product equal to marginal total product divided by quantity of variable factor. Quantity of variable factor. I believe it is clear. The relationship between average product and marginal product can be summed up as follows. The relationship between average product and marginal product can be summed up as follows. The first relationship is given over here. Number 1, when average product rises as a result of increase in the quantity of variable input, labor, marginal product, like change in total product, is more than the average product. Marginal product is more than the average product. So you can say what points to remember over here. When AP rises, first stage, when you can say average product rises, MP marginal product is greater than AP, and MP curve rises steeply and is higher than average product curve. This is AP. When AP increases, my dear students, one more time. When AP increases, MP is greater than AP. When AP increases, MP is greater than AP. I believe you understood. Point number two, when average product rises, average product rises as a result of increase in the quantity of variable input labor, marginal product is more than average product. I think it's a repetition. I think it's a repetition. Let's see the third one. When average product falls, marginal product is less than average product. Okay, so I will be writing point number 2 over here. Just be with me. Just write when AP is maximum, when AP is maximum, MP equal to AP. Marginal product is equal to average product. So we can say that, so the MP curve cuts the average product curve at its maximum. I believe it is clear. Just ignore this point number 2. Ignore. Instead of point number 2, you can write this point over here. I'm writing the explanation of it. Try to understand it well. This means what? When AP is maximum, when average product is maximum, MP equal to AP. We are clear? When MP declines, in that case what happened? Slightly earlier than AP, earlier than AP. When MP declines slightly earlier than AP, MP curve cuts AP curve when AP is maximum, when AP is maximum, MP curve cuts AP curve only from above and not from below, not from below. Did you understood? Point number 2, did you understood? Just see point number 3 now over here. When average product falls, AP falls, marginal product is less than the average product curve. Point number 1, when AP increases, marginal product is greater than AP. When AP is maximum, MP equal to AP. And point number 3, when AP falls, MP is lower than AP. So this is the third one. When AP decreases, when average product decreases, we can say that MP is lower than AP. When MP curve declines, when MP curve, marginal product curve declines steeply than AP, steeply than AP, MP marginal product may become 0 or negative. First it will become 0 and then later it will become negative. But average product continues to remain positive, continues to remain positive, that is not 0 nor negative. Understood? So the relationship between average product and marginal product. Point number one, when average product rises, MP is greater than AP and MP curve rises steeply and is higher than AP when AP increases. Stage 2, when AP is maximum, MP equal to AP, and the third one, when AP decreases, MP is lower than AP, and when MP curve declines steeply than AP, MP may become 0 or negative, but AP, that is average product curve, will not become 0, will not become negative. Table 1 and figure 1 confirms the above relationship. We have already seen table 1, figure 1 over here. Table 1 we have already seen. Just see it properly. Okay. Let's move ahead now. Relationship between AP and MP, we had done this. Okay. So the law of variable proportion or law of diminishing returns examining the production function PO, when one factor is variable, that is labor, keeping quantities of other factors as fixed, that is capital. In other words, it refers to input-output relationship. When the output is increased by varying the quantity of one input, this law operates in the short run when all factors of production cannot be increased or decreased simultaneously. For example, we cannot build a plant or dismantle a plant in short run. It is not possible. It requires a lot of time. Let's see, the law operates under certain assumptions are as follows. The law operates under certain assumptions are as follows. Can we say assumptions of the law of variable proportion? Variable proportion. Assumptions of the law of variable proportion. The first assumption is the state of technology remains unchanged. The state of technology remains unchanged. Just see, the state of technology is assumed to be given and unchanged. If there is any improvement in technology, the marginal product, that is MP, and average product will rise instead of falling, and the law will fail. So we have assumed over here that as per the law of variable proportion, the state of technology innovation remains unchanged. It will remain constant. Constant. I hope you understood. Let us see point number 2. There must be some input whose quantity is kept fixed. This law does not apply to cases when all the factors are proportionately varied. When all the factors are proportionately varied, the law of returns to scale is applicable and law of variable proportions is not applicable. So over here we have assumed that one factor is fixed and other factor is variable. So you can say that only one factor input is considered variable. Considered variable. Only one factor input is considered variable. Did you understood? So we can say that while all the other factors of production is considered fixed. What is the assumption? Let's take an example. In agriculture, the land area is taken as constant while the number of workers are increased or decreased. You can see as an example over here you can write in agriculture the land area is considered as fixed while number of workers can be increased. Workers can be increased. I believe you understood. Let us see the third point that talks about the law does not apply to those cases where the factors must be used in fixed proportion to yield output. When the various factors are required to be used in fixed proportion, an increase in one factor would not lead to any increase in the output. Why? Because all the factors are taken in a very fixed proportion. So this law is not applicable in this. So you can write over here factors of production. Factors of production can be used in any proportion. In any proportion. Could be used in any proportion. That is, there is no fixed factor of, you can write, that is, there is no fixed proportion of factors. Proportion of factors. Let's see the fourth one. We consider only physical inputs and physical outputs and not economic profitability in monetary terms. We see only physical inputs and physical outputs over here. Economic profitability of the firm is not considered in monetary terms. Okay. Let us continue. The behavior of output when the varying quantity of one factor is combined with the fixed quantity of other factor can be divided into three distinct stages or laws. In order to understand these three stages or laws, we may graphically illustrate the production function. Just see this figure. Just see this figure. I'm making the figure for you. X origin, this is y axis. On y axis we are plotting output. On x axis we are plotting amount of variable factors. The whole, total product, average product and marginal product, the combinations is divided into three stages. So in stage 1, the total product is rising. In stage 1, the total product is increasing at increasing rate. In stage 2, the total product is increasing at decreasing rate. And over here, the total product, the stage 3, the total product is falling. I believe you understood. This is the marginal product. This is the marginal product. When total product is maximum, marginal product is 0. The total product is maximum, marginal product is 0. This is marginal product and it will become negative. When marginal product is increasing, total product is below than marginal product. Like this. Average product is below than marginal product. Then it cuts the marginal product. That means what? Marginal product cuts the average product from upward, not from below. So this could be treated as stage 2. This is stage 1. This is stage 1. This is stage 2. And this is stage 3. In the first stage, the total product is increasing at increasing rate. The marginal product is increasing and the average product is also increasing. In the stage 2, in the beginning of the stage 2, the marginal product and average product becomes equal, and marginal product cuts the average product from upward. In stage 3, when marginal product is negative, the total product is maximum. H M over here N S. I believe you understood this. Now let's see the text. In this figure, the quantity of variable factor is depleted on the x-axis, that is output, and the total product, average product or marginal product is depleted on the y-axis. As the figure shows, the TP curve goes on increasing up to a point and after that it starts declining. The average product and marginal product curves first rise and then decline. MP curve starts declining earlier than AP. The behavior of these total average and marginal product of the variable factor consequent to increase in the amount generally divided into 3 stages or 3 laws. The first stage is the stage of increasing return. The first stage is the stage of increasing return. In this stage, the total product increases at an increasing rate up to a point in figure, up to a point F, that is increasing. You can write it over here. This is point F. This point F is known as point of inflection. Point of inflection. Till here, the total product is increasing at increasing rate. The marginal product also rises and the maximum at the point corresponding to the point of inflection that we have just seen, and the average product goes on rising. So total product is also rising, marginal product is also rising, and average product is also rising, and that is why it is known as the stage of increasing return, because total product, marginal product, average product all are increasing. From point F onwards, during the stage 1, the total product goes on rising at a diminishing rate. Over here, goes on rising, but the rate is diminishing. Marginal product falls but is positive, and stage 1 ends where AP curve reaches to its highest point. I believe you understood. Thus, the first stage AP curve rises throughout, whereas the marginal product AP curve rises throughout, whereas the marginal product curve cuts first. Marginal product curve first rises and then start falling after reaching to the maximum level. Just see it over here. First it rises. After reaching to the maximum level, the marginal product in stage 1 starts falling. It is to be noted that the MP product, although starts declining, remains greater than AP. MP remains greater than AP throughout stage 1, so that the average product continues to rise. I believe it makes sense to you. Let's see the explanation of the law. Explanation of the law of increasing return. What we have learned till now. The law of increasing return operates because in the beginning the quantity of fixed factor is abundant relative to the quantity of variable factor. So as I had given an example of machinery, one machinery and five labor is the best combination. In stage 1, one machinery and only 3 labors are present. So as and when we combine the additional variable factor to the fixed factor, it will give increasing returns. So as more and more unit of variable factors, that is labor, are added to the constant quantity of fixed factor, that is capital, the fixed factor are more intensively and effectively utilized. That is, the efficiency of the fixed factor increases as an additional unit of the variable factor added to them. Is it clear? This causes the production to increase at a rapid rate, increasing return. An example is given over here. A machine can be effectively operated when four persons are working on it, and in the beginning only three persons are working on it. That means there is scope of one more person that could work on that machine, and that will give an optimum combination. So production is bound to increase if fourth person is added or put to work on the machine, since the machine will be effectively utilized to the optimum or maximum. This happens because in the beginning some amount of fixed factor remain unutilized, and therefore when the variable factor is increased, fuller utilization of fixed factor become possible, and as a result of increasing return, a question arises as why the fixed factor is not initially taken in the quantity which suits the availability of quantity of the variable factor. The answer is that generally those factors which are indivisible, you can't divide them, are taken as fixed factor, like a large machine. You can't split it. Indivisibility of the factor means that due to technological requirements, a minimum amount of that factor must be employed, whatever is the level of output, whether the level of output is 1000 unit or 2000 unit, whatever. Thus, as more unit of the variable factor are employed to work with the indivisible factor, fixed factor, that is machine, or you can say capital, output greatly increases due to fuller utilization of resources. The second reason why we get increasing return at the initial stage is that as more units of variable factor are employed, the labor are employed, the efficiency of the variable factor increases, that is labor. The efficiency of labor increases when you combine it with the optimum fixed factor. This is because the introduction of division of labor and specialization becomes possible with sufficient quantity of variable factor, and these results in higher productivity. Results in higher productivity. Let's move ahead and see stage 2, that is the law of diminishing returns. The law of diminishing return. So basically in this law, the point where AP is maximum, that is MP equal to AP, to the point when TP is maximum, that is MP equal to 0. TP increases at a decreasing rate as per this law, and TP reaches maximum at the end of stage 2. Just see the law in stage 2. Total product continues to increase at a diminishing rate until it reaches to maximum point H. Until it reaches to maximum point, that is H, as you can see it over here. Where the second stage ends, in this stage both marginal product and average product of the variable factors are diminishing but positive. At the end of this stage, at the point M corresponding to the highest point of H, the marginal product will become automatically 0. At stage 2 is known as stage of diminishing returns because both the average product and marginal product, both the products of variable factor, continuously fall during this stage. The stage is very important because the firm will seek to produce within this range. Generally, the firm opts to produce within this range because the average product is falling and marginal product is also falling. Let's see the explanation. The question arises as why we get diminishing return after a certain amount of variable factor has been added to the fixed quantity of factors. As explained above, increasing return occurs primarily because of more efficient use of fixed factor. As more and more unit of fixed factor is combined with the variable factor, once the point is reached, the maximum efficient point is reached at which the amount of variable factor is sufficient to ensure the effective utilization of fixed factor. Any further increase in the variable factor will cause the marginal and average product decline. because the fixed factor then becomes inadequate relative to the quantity of variable factor. Continuing the above example, when four men were put to work on one machine, the optimum combination is achieved. Now, if you employ a fifth person and put on the same machine to work, his contribution will be nil. In contribution will be zero. In other words, marginal productivity will start declining. Marginal productivity will start diminishing or declining because the extra person will not be adding any input or any in the extra person will not be added anything to the total product. This phenomena of diminishing return, like that of increasing return, rests upon the indivisibility of the fixed factor. Just as the average product of the variable factor increases in the first stage when better utilization of the fixed indivisible factor is being made, so that the average product of the variable factor diminishes in the phenomena of diminishing returns like that of increasing return. Rest upon the indivisibility of the fixed factor, we can say that just as the average product of the variable factor increases in the first stage when better utilization of the fixed indivisible factor is being made, so that the average product of the variable factor, that is labor, diminishes in the second stage, and fixed indivisible factor, that is capital, you can say it as a machinery, is being worked too hard. Another reason offered for the operation of law of diminishing return is that imperfect suitability of one factor for another. Had the perfect substitute of the scarce fixed factor been available, in that case, the paucity of the scarce fixed factor during the second stage would have been made up by increasing the supply of perfect substitutes, with the result that output could be expanded without diminishing returns. Is it clear? The second stage is clear. You can say in this return, MP falls earlier than AP, and at the end of stage 2, MP equal to 0. You can also say TP increases at diminishing rate. TP increases at diminishing rate and TP reaches maximum at the end point of stage 2. End point of stage 2. Clear? Let's see stage 3 that talks about the stage of negative returns. So stage 3, total product declines, MP become negative, average product is diminishing. This stage is called the stage of negative returns since the marginal product of the variable factor is negative during this stage. Explanation of the law. As the amount of variable factor continues to be increased at a constant quantity of the other, a stage is reached when the total product declines and marginal product becomes negative. When total product started decline, the marginal product will become negative. After point H, it happens with total product, and after point M, it happens with marginal product. You can see it in the diagram, in the graph on your screen. Let's continue. This is due to the fact that the quantity of the variable factor becomes too excessive relative to the fixed factor, so that they get each other's way, with the result of total output falls instead of rising. In such a situation, a reduction in the units of variable factor will increase the total output. Students, supposingly, as per our example, four men are required to work on a machine. This is the best combination. This is the optimum combination. if you are employing fifth man, in that case the output will be, the additional output will be nil. But supposingly if you employ 8 men on the same machine, in that case the output will be negative. Output will be negative. Output will decline. That means output will decline. So total product will decline and marginal product will become what? Negative. I hope you understood. Let's see the stage of operation. An important question is in which stage a rational producer will seek to produce. Over here we can say that a rational producer will never produce at stage 3 where the marginal product and the variable product is negative. So this being so, a producer can always increase his output by reducing the amount of variable factor. Even if the variable factor is free of cost, rational producer will stop before the beginning of stage 3. So stage 3, any rational producer will not be interested to produce in stage 3. Okay, let us think about stage 1. A rational producer will also not produce in stage 1. Why? Because he will not be making the best use of the fixed factor, because the optimum combination between the fixed factor and variable factor is not achieved if we talk about stage 1. So he will not be utilizing fully the opportunities of increasing production by increasing the quantity of variable factor whose average product continues to rise throughout stage 1. And why the average product is rising, why the marginal product is rising, why the total product is rising? Because the optimum combination between the fixed and variable factor is not achieved during stage 1, and that is why the total product is, and the marginal and average product is rising. Even if the fixed factor is free of cost in this stage, a rational entrepreneur will continue to adding more of variable factor. Why? Because already we have shortage of variable factor and fixed factor is not able, the variable factor, the better combination or the best combination between the fixed and variable factor is not achieved. If I increase a fixed factor, from where I'll get the variable factor to work on the fixed factor, and that is why this stage can't be opted, stage 1. Thus it is clear that a rational producer will only produce in stage 1 and in stage 3, will never produce in stage 1 and stage 3. Why? Because over here it is diminishing return and over here it is increasing return, but the best combination is not achieved. So we can't get a maximum profit out of it, the maximum output out of it. These stages are called stages of economic absurdity or economic nonsense. Stage of economic nonsense. Let's see the conclusion. A rational producer will always produce in stage 2 where both the marginal product as well as the average product of the variable factors are diminishing. Variable factors could be taken as labor is diminishing. At which particular point of this stage the producer will decide to produce depends upon the prices of factors. The optimum level of employment of the variable factor, here it is labor, will be determined by applying the principle of marginalism, in which a way that the marginal revenue product of labor is equal to the marginal wages. The principle of marginalism is explained in detail in the chapter discussing equilibrium in different types of market. So in further chapters we will discuss that. I hope you understood. Fine. So students, what we have done in today's class? In today's class, we have learnt about the law of variable proportion, that is diminishing return. There are 3 stages. Stage 1, law of increasing return. Stage 2, law of diminishing return. And stage 3, law of negative returns. We have seen the relationship between average product and marginal product, and we had seen the meaning of marginal product, the meaning of average product, and the meaning of total product. So in toto, I can say that as a conclusion, we have concluded the law of variable proportions or law of diminishing returns in today's class. What we are going to do now is we will move ahead and we will look into the law of returns to scale. The next law is the law of returns to scale, but we are going to continue that law in the next class. Till then, just do a quick revision, prepare this chapter well, and we'll be continuing in the next class with the law of returns to scale. I hope you understood. Thank you. Thank you very much.